Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, the undercard has been announced for Anthony Joshua versus Oleksandr Usyk. And to tell you the truth, it is a complete pile of shit. Now, first and foremost, the main event, I love it. No complaints there. Definitely one of my most anticipated fights of the year, but nevertheless, the undercard is absolutely dog shit. And we'll start from the bottom. Campbell Hatton returns to the ring. Obviously, he's the son of Ricky Hatton. As a pro, he's 3-0, and he's fighting a guy called Usyk, who has a record of 3 wins and 7 defeats. Now, me personally, I have no interest whatsoever in this fight. To me, Campbell Hatton is a bit of a chore to watch. He's a messy fighter with no power. He's a raw novice. And in my opinion, he doesn't really have any significant talent. He's purely there down to nepotism at the end of the day. And you could say to me, well, Delboy, the same applies to Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. They're only here because of nepotism. Did their father's name help them out? Absolutely. But at the same time, when those guys turned pro, as raw as they looked, to me there was at least something that you could work with. Both guys were clearly quite athletically gifted. They had certain amount of power. They were relatively quick, There was something there with those guys in which you could see maybe they could develop into good fighters. I see nothing in Campbell Hatton. He's not fast. He has no real boxing ability, no amateur background, no power. He doesn't appear to be all that strong. To me, there's nothing about him. And in my opinion, I'll be honest, he's just a bit of a chore to watch, as far as I'm concerned. And, I look at a lot of prospects in the sport of boxing, and usually I can find some sort of positives, even in the lower level prospects in boxing. But for me, with Campbell Hatton, I see no potential whatsoever in this kid. I'll just be honest about it. And, the fact that this kid is on this sort of card, to me, is a bit of a joke. Let's just be real about it, For me, Campbell Hatton needs to go away for 12, 18 months and basically learn his trade. Either fight on small hall shows or on the untelevised portions of these cards on DAZN. Because to me, the guy's a fucking chore to watch. I don't like watching Campbell Hatton right now, to tell you the truth. I appreciate he's young, he doesn't have much amateur background, that's fair enough, but Campbell Hatton on this card, it's a no from me. It's a no from me. We also have a middleweight fight between Christopher Usyk and Kashan Gurov. Now, again, this fight does nothing for me whatsoever. Christopher Usyk, I'm presuming that's how you pronounce his name. He's a 30-year-old American with a record of 12-0 in the middleweight division. He's currently ranked 304 on BoxRec, and I'll be honest, I know absolutely nothing about this guy. Absolutely nothing. I've seen his opponent fight before, Oleksandr Gurov, and he got knocked out by Rob Brandt, and he got dominated in that fight. So even Oleksandr Gurov isn't a great fighter by any means. So to me, this fight, I have no interest in it whatsoever. We also have the return of Florian Marku, and this is what I'm most looking forward to on this card. Florian Marku, 8 wins, 0 defeats, 1 draw, is fighting Maxime Prodan, 19 wins, 0 defeats, 1 draw at welterweight. Now, unbeaten prospects going at it. Both guys pack some pretty decent power. Prodan is from Romania, Marku's from Albania. Both of these guys, I've seen a little bit of Prodan, I've seen a lot of Marku, and ultimately both guys come to bring it, so this could actually be a fun little fight on the undercard. I don't really believe either guy has all of that other high ceiling, but at least this could be a fun fight on the card. So, Maxime Prodan versus Florian Marku, I have no problem with that fight whatsoever. That should be relatively decent and watchable at least. And the co-main event, I'm presuming this is the co-main event, we have the return of Lawrence Okolie at cruiserweight. He's defending his WBO cruiserweight title against Dilan Prazovic from Montenegro. This is a WBO special. I know Prazovic is highly ranked in the WBO, but from what I see, he's really not all that great. He's ranked number 27 on BoxRec, but he's beat absolutely nobody. His record is 15-0 with 12 knockouts, but I would imagine Lawrence Okolie will take care of this guy in double quick fashion. I actually quite like Lawrence Okolie a lot more than most people. I think he's really brushed up since he's gone with Shane McGuigan, and I think the guy can be a dominant cruiserweight champion, but this level of opponent does nothing for him whatsoever as far as I'm concerned. It really just pads his record and means absolutely nothing. I mean, if they're telling me Dilan Prazovic is the best guy they could have got in the ring, I'd call them liars, to be quite honest. I mean, even if Okolie couldn't get a fellow champion, there are so many better names out there than Dilan Prazovic. I mean, for example, let's look on BoxRec. Someone like Tabisu Mchunu from South Africa would be a much better opponent. Mchunu's coming off a really good win over Tishchenko. Mchunu would be a really good opponent for Lawrence Okolie. The Polish fighter, Michael Sislak, another good opponent. Even Matthias Masternak would be a decent opponent. This is completely unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. Joke opponent for Lawrence Okolie. He's going to win this fight in double quick fashion. No problem whatsoever. And yeah, all in all, this undercard really is piss poor from top to bottom. The Marku fight's okay, to be honest. It's competitive at least. That should be fun. But this card as a whole really is poor. Maybe that's because, Eddie Hearn is now with DAZN in the UK. And obviously, Anthony Joshua was scheduled to fight this fight on Sky. Maybe Eddie's not willing to give up his fighters to Sky Sports. It might be that. But nevertheless, that results in a lesser product for us, the boxing fans, the consumers. And by the way, I also forgot to mention we have a return of Callum Smith. He's fighting a tune-up fight at 175 against Lenin Castillo. Lenin Castillo obviously went the distance with Dimitri Bivol in a world title fight and basically lost every single round. And he basically got schooled. So I'm not expecting Lenin Castillo to have any real success against Callum Smith. Again, that's just another squash match as far as I'm concerned. And Callum Smith in general, after the egg he laid against Canelo Alvarez, I don't really care about Callum Smith right now anyway, so I forgot to mention that fight as well. But all in all, let's be real about it. The undercard is piss fucking poor. It's really, really poor. Thank God this card's got a great main event, because if it didn't, fuck me. But I'll be honest, I'm even debating buying this fight now. If I don't watch this fight with friends and I watch it on my own, I might fucking stream it, to be honest, just out of principle. The undercard is fucking shit. And I'm just sick of boxing taking the piss out of us as fans. So yeah, I'll make my decision nearer the time, but the undercard is shit from top to bottom. Anyway, share your thoughts below. It's been your guy Delboy. Peace.